All right, folks, we'll go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, thank you for joining us this evening. I know that this is a very stressful time for everyone as it relates to being remote and going into online instruction. And, you know, again, I apologize. We had a lot of confusing emails that are out there regarding the job search process. As it relates to your cohort and section balance, we are still far from that. If you are actively engaged in the job search process right now, please update us on where you stand in that. Okay, but today we're talking about specifically for students who are in the job search for a spring co-op position. And so to reiterate, we had some changes in our co-op advising faculty and staff. And so, right now you have me as handling some of the general questions as it relates to cooperative education and specifically mechanical engineering co-op. But joining us this year is Professor Annie Kelly. Annie, actually, let me just have Annie introduce herself.
Thanks so much, Rich. I'm so excited to get a chance to work with you all and meet you. I am coming to you from Loyola University Chicago, where I spent the past 5 years working in academic advising, experiential learning, teaching academic internship classes and service learning classes, and then most recently creating and helping establish our STEM Center and our work with our engineering program and students. So excited to be back in the Cincinnati area. It's my home, and very excited to get to know each of you and learn about your different interest areas.
So Dr. Kelly will be working with our students who are in the reflection meetings and those students that are expected to go back to their co-op jobs, and also handle any reflection meetings for our students. And then next we have Ms. Erin Bove. Some of you remember Erin from the Intro to Co-op class, but Erin, if you would say a few words.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Erin. I have worked in the Division of Experience-Based Learning and Career Education for going on 7 years now. I traditionally work with any student that wants to go abroad for an international internship, co-op, research, service learning experience. I've also taught numerous Intro to Co-op courses, so I may have been your professor. This semester I am working with the class of 2024, as well as any mechanical job changers.
And so as we think about the process, you'll be hearing a lot of you'll be receiving a lot of emails from us, like you have already. But when it comes to specific job search questions, you'll probably receive emails from specifically Erin. Okay. One of the important things to point out is certification. In order for you to qualify for the job search and be a part of the job search process, it is important that you have to be certified by your academic advisor. What that means is that you have a GPA above a 2.0. You've completed the requisite courses, and you're on track to graduate, meaning you're taking the classes that you are required to take as listed in your curriculum guide. In the end, you have to be free of any academic deficiencies that would prohibit you from actually working on co-op. Okay, that's basically what we're talking about. And so if you think that you've taken all the requisite courses, you've maintained your status, and more importantly, if you had classes to make up and you completed those classes, then you should be good to go. But at this point, we will be confirming with everyone and also the academic advisors to make sure that everyone is on the up and up and is eligible to participate in the job search process. Very similar to the spring semester, there are specific due dates and expectations for you to follow. First and foremost, the career fair has a new process where back then it was in person. This year it is virtual. And so you are expected to register for the career fair. That's a separate platform, separate process, separate login. And so that you have to register by September 8th. That is a Tuesday. After you register for the career fair, you'll then receive updates from the career fair organizers and also receive information on the platforms that you need to use. More information on that in a moment. As it relates to the PAL system, you have to have your resumes uploaded and updated and uploaded by Thursday, September 10th. We will spend the day on Friday to make sure that everyone is finally approved, but you must have your resumes uploaded and updated and approved by September 10th. After you are able to get your resume approved, then you will start ranking positions in the system. Your rankings are due in the PAL system by 11:59 p.m. Sunday, September 13, because the following day at 9 o'clock, we will begin sending resumes to employers from the PAL system. Okay. The career fair this year is on September 16, and that's actually 10 to 4, not 10 to 3, 10 to 4 p.m. on September 16. That's a Wednesday. And so more information later on in this meeting. And then the co-op semester is December 28 to April 30. Now keep in mind that December 28, that is in between Christmas and New Year's, right? So when we think about the winter period and the holidays, it is an expectation that, that's when you're tentatively starting, okay? But keep in mind that some employers may push that back to the 1st of January or a little bit after the Martin Luther King holiday. That's fine, okay? The thing that you need to be steadfastly adherent to is the April 30 end date. April 30 is the last day of the co-op semester because the following Monday is the start of the summer term. Okay, so while the front end of your co-op rotation may have some flexibility, the back end doesn't, and you have to begin the following Monday within the first week. I think that's May 3rd. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we start the job search process. I mentioned earlier that we ranked students, the students have to rank 20 to 30 companies. One of the common mistakes that students did during the spring semester is they ranked 30 companies or 30 positions, but they ranked it either anywhere from very interested to somewhat interested to not interested at all. So the thing to keep in mind here is you have to rank 20 to 30 companies as very interested, okay? So when we think about those companies, please make sure that you're ranking 20 to 30 companies as very interested, okay? By ranking a position as very interested, you're giving us permission to forward your resume to the HR contact at the employer. At the same time, also, we are asking you to apply to 20 positions outside of PAL, and it could be in a variety of databases and search engines. We'll talk about that in a moment. But by applying to positions outside of PAL, we want for you to be accustomed to searching for positions outside of PAL, because in the end, as we think about that position for that job after graduation, you are considering companies and opportunities that are not in PAL anymore. And PAL is a unique system in and of itself. And so we want for you to be accustomed to the different search engines and databases that are out there, okay? As we go through the job search process, very similar to the spring semester, many folks did not participate in this. And so one of the key things and expectations that we have of students that are participating in this process is adhere to the deadline. Because if you don't adhere to the deadline, you're missing out, okay? At the same time, also, I have a quote: "Your procrastination does not constitute my emergency," okay? And so as you procrastinate, you then miss out on the opportunities, and then we're all scrambling. The more we scramble, the more that you're preventing us from actually serving everyone's needs. Okay? So just keep that in mind. As we go through the job search process in a couple 1 or 2 weeks after the career fair, we will be asking updates of our students, not only from this cohort of students that are in the job search process, but also our job changers. Starting on October 5th, we will be asking you to submit regular updates to us. And it's in the form of a question. What is your job search status? And it's one of these 4 responses. If you received an offer, that's great. Are you going to take it? And if you are, then complete the form in PAL and accept the job offer with the company. If you've accepted the position, one of the reasons why you got an email from us is because you didn't register in PAL that you got a job offer. So go back into the PAL system and complete the I accept the position form. If you received offers to interview, this is most important. If you received offers to interview and let us know who those companies are, we have a good sense of what companies are actually looking for students, number one. And number two, what companies are actually going to be extending offers first. Okay. And so it's important for students to let us know who they are interviewing with, because it gives us a sense of the pace in which companies are moving, and also whoever is the first to hire. Okay. Oftentimes the first to hire are not the companies you expect. Okay. So it's important for you to let us know how job offers and interviews to offers to interview are going. Okay. And then finally, if you haven't gotten any job offers or invitations to interview, there might be something wrong with the resume, or you're not ranking enough companies, and we'll go back and have you rank additional companies, or we'll review your resume for any tweaks that we could do to make your resume that much more attractive. I'll hand off to Erin.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to take a moment and talk about expectations for co-ops. It's important that you do not deviate from the instructions given to you from myself, Professor Kelly, or Professor Robles. Some of your friends may be in different majors and may be given different instructions regarding their specific student population. So it's important that you follow what we are telling you. You need to pay particular attention to outgoing voice messages and emails. So if you haven't listened to your voice message lately, please do so and make sure that it is professional. We often get feedback also from employers saying that mailboxes are full, so they're unable to leave you a voicemail to then extend an interview offer. And the same goes with your emails. Make sure they're professional, they're concise, and they're courteous. With your email and voice messages, you need to respond an appropriate time, typically within 24 hours. And so that's pretty common business protocol. Another expectation is that you respond to any communication or voice messages from your co-op advisors. So if you receive an email from myself, from Professor Kelly or Professor Robles, that you respond in a timely manner. And then the last expectation, as Rich mentioned, you need to update us on your job search status. So you need to regularly be filling out those bi-weekly surveys so that we know what is going on with your job search. Have you been extended an offer for a job, extended an offer to interview? Who are you interviewing with? What company did you accept a job with? I also want to talk about resumes and some of our expectations when it comes to your resumes. With your resumes in PAL, please make sure they're in a PDF format. We also want to make sure that your resumes, when you submit them, are only one page. When we go to make a resume packet for employers, it can often be a large packet if there's a blank page attached to your file. So make sure that only a single page is being uploaded to the PAL system. With your resume, make sure your availability is included on your resume. Typically, students put this at the bottom of the resume. Make sure it includes the number of semesters you are on and when you are available to co-op. With your resume, make sure your GPA is updated regularly and that you list all your experience from your previous co-ops on your current resume. If your resume is starting to hinder on the 2-page line, it's probably time for you to start removing that high school experience. This will allow for some more room to include your current co-op experience. And then lastly, your technical skills, make sure that they are all up to date. We recommend putting Python, MATLAB, Siemens NX, Microsoft Office, rapid prototyping, technical writing. If you took any EEPs or upskilling courses over the summer, make sure that you include those new skills on your resume as well.
One other thing also to note with the resumes, it is important to note the number of semesters you are available, because one of the things that will be happening during this career fair is that you'll be competing with students that are going to be finishing their double rotation. Okay. And you're going to be also competing with students who are seniors that are going to be graduating. And so as you go to employers, you need to make sure that employers are aware that you are looking for your first co-op position. So one of the things that we will note is your status will be changed after this meeting. While you had submitted rankings in PAL for the fall semester, it is now going to be all reset. So any settings that you had previously, any rankings that you had previously, it will be, it's going to be gone. You're starting from a clean slate. Okay. And so when it comes to the spring search, it's a new search. If you recall back in spring 20, and dating back to when you may have taken the Intro to Co-op class, the search process was a very long period of time, from pretty much February all the way to about now. We start the process all over again. So please keep that in mind. You'll be able to rank jobs after you've uploaded your resume. And so it's important to update and upload your resume as soon as possible. The thing I want to remind everyone when it comes to submitting their rankings in the PAL system, finalize and submit. When you click finalize and submit, then you are allowing me permission, or Annie or Aaron, you're allowing us permission to forward your resume. When you don't forward or finalize your rankings, it's still in your queue, and so it just stays in there. Very much like a Amazon shopping cart, right? So always remember to finalize your rankings and submit. I mentioned jobs outside of PAL and that you're expected to complete 20 or apply to 20 to 30 positions outside of PAL. These are the search engines. One of the things to keep in mind is that when we look at LinkedIn, Indeed, in particular, there are opportunities for interns or co-op students, and use those words interchangeably: co-op, intern. So use type in the search field, mechanical engineering intern. If there's a specific industry, aerospace engineering intern. If there's a specific process or function, facilities engineering intern, manufacturing engineering intern, research engineering intern, or co-op. And when you throw in those keywords into the search, it'll come up with different results every single time. And so right now, LinkedIn and Indeed are the more robust systems that we found out there. That's helpful for students, and students have been getting jobs through that system or those systems. The other one is Career Shift. And the reason why we bring up Career Shift is because it is a subscription-based platform exclusively for College of Engineering students. Okay? So as someone in the College of Engineering, you have you have access to this system to search for jobs within a specific region, industry, and so forth. So I'm going to pause the PowerPoint presentation here, and just real quickly, if you go to, this is the Career Shift page. One of the things I want to note is that it has a API that is linked with LinkedIn. Okay, so that's something important to note. So we do a search, and again, I'm going to type in I'll use this one, manufacturing engineering intern. You notice the positions that are available. All these positions are pulled from the various job sites, very similar to LinkedIn. CareerShift also pulls job descriptions from LinkedIn and the other engines that are out there. Okay. As of right now, there are no restrictions on where to go except internationally. If there's an international position, we pretty much are monitoring that situation closely, and we've pretty much have recommended students not to look outside of the United States right now. When it comes to inside the United States, there are opportunities for students all around the country. Okay, so this is just something to keep in mind. You could also find contacts for these positions. So, like for example, if you want to intern at the Abbott Laboratories, just find contacts, share the job, or actually save for later and apply. Okay, just something to keep in mind. All right. One of the things as you look for jobs outside of PAL, keep track of it. And that's really important. When I did my job search long ago, I created a spreadsheet where I applied, company, contact, and if it's there, the job description. When I bring that up is if you find a job that's outside of PAL and it's not in PAL, you would have to complete I accepted a position form, but linked to that is an external placement form. In that external placement form, you could submit the company name, company description, the HR point of contact, and the job description. So it's important to keep track of the job descriptions of the companies and the positions you're applying to. Okay. All right, the career fair.
This is Erin again. I'm going to talk about the career fair this semester. So this year's career fair is actually going to be in a virtual format. It's not going to be in person like we're used to. And this is because of the recommendations due to COVID. So this year, the university will be using an online platform called Premier Virtual. And Premier Virtual is supposed to give recruiters and job seekers a similar experience as it would be if it was in person. But it's going to be a fair in a virtual format. So again, here's the dates for the career fair. Technical day, it's only going to be one day this year on Wednesday, September 16th, and it will go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. In order to receive up-to-date information on the virtual fair, you must register in Handshake, and registration is now open in Handshake for the virtual fair. Once you're registered in Handshake, you'll start to receive communication on how you can get into Premier Virtual's platform. So in order to get any information about Premier Virtual and the virtual fair pushed to you, you're going to have to be registered in Handshake. Once you receive information on Premier Virtual and how to set up your profile, you want to make sure that you have up-to-date contact information and your resume is in the system as well. Starting September 12th, students will be able to view the companies and job openings in that virtual platform, but you could begin looking at what employers intend on attending the fair through Handshake currently. And so there's a list on the Engineering Tribunal's website that you can get access to. And then if you have any questions about how Premier Virtual is going to work for this virtual career fair format, there is a training video that you can watch. And again, that is live on Tribunal's website as well. So navigating the virtual fair, this is going to be a new experience for everyone. So the career development team here at UC, as well as Engineering Tribunal, they are going to be hosting some Instagram live events leading up to the fair. They have an Instagram handle, UC_career fair. I've started following it. They've already have begun pushing information about the virtual fair on that handle. And then on September 11th at 1 p.m., they're going to do an actual live Q&A with Premier Virtual and address any questions that students have. I believe on the Tribunal's website, there is a link for you to submit questions that can be addressed during that live Q&A session. So Tribunal also has some different resources available, like they do every semester when there is a career fair. They are having a resume review day this semester. It's going to be in a virtual format on September 11th, and information can be found on Tribunal's website. For our Women in Engineering and IT, SWE, the Society of Women Engineers, is going to be holding their evening with industry. This again will be in a virtual format. There's very limited information currently on Tribunal's website, but as the event gets closer, there should be more up-to-date information. And this is going to be on Tuesday, September 15th at 5 p.m. And then last, just a reminder to follow the career fair handle for up-to-date information. And like I said, I'm following it. They have been pushing out some information, so you can go ahead and start following that handle. And with any career fair, whether it's in person or in a virtual format, you need to dress professional and also have your material ready. So although this is going to be in a virtual setting and you're going to be on a video chat, make sure you represent yourself well. Look polished, have your suit on. Make sure your technology is working and have all your material ready. So have a folder with your resume, with a notepad and pen, so that you can have a conversation with employers in this virtual setting. Anyone have questions for us?
There was a question earlier about reaching out to companies now. And yes, most definitely start reaching out to companies. If there are specific companies that you are interested in working for, go to those websites right now and start applying. I was working with a student earlier today, and we started looking at some of the companies that he was interested in, and there are postings for the spring already up. And so please, if there are specific companies that you have in mind, go ahead and reach out to them at this time. Are there other questions? Okay. So at this point, again, one of the things that we need to keep in mind, one, is your certification. Make sure that you are certified in the co-op job search process. And that also means that you are on track with the specific courses that you have. Two, we do have students that are within this cohort where we need to make sure that we have section balance. And so if there's an opportunity in the fall, or if you know students that are interviewing for the fall right now within your cohort, we need to know as soon as possible, so that way we can reach section balance. Section balance is really important as it relates to course offerings. So when we come back from the all the COVID protocols. And once those COVID protocols are lifted, and we return to in-class teaching, in-class courses, if we are not at balance, that impacts future courses and course enrollments. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. We are here available to answer questions and also be of any of assistance. One of the things that we are pushing out to students right now is the fact that, unfortunately, our method of scheduling meetings has been a little sketchy, but we will push out to everyone a method for students to schedule meetings over Outlook. Since everyone has Microsoft Outlook and has access to Microsoft Outlook, you also have the opportunity to schedule meetings with us. And so one of the things that we will do is send out a detailed step-by-step procedure on how to do that, and also put some caveats or limitations to that. So for example, I do not want to have a meeting at 4 o'clock in the morning, although that's the time I wake up. And so that's entirely up to you. At the same time, also, we are respectful of your time, but please be respectful of ours as well. So when we think of meetings and things of that nature, we will probably put that within the 9 to 5 time frame. So just keep that in mind. If there are no other questions, there was one question of what will happen if there are not enough students moving forward in the fall co-op. Honestly, this is uncharted territory. We've always had section balance actually towards mid-July to end of July. And so this is new territory, and we're going to have to figure this out with Dr. Frame, our the director of undergraduate programs for mechanical engineering, and the academic advising staff. And so we'll let students know accordingly as we get through this week. Ben asked if are the deadlines in this presentation accessible elsewhere or anywhere. We will forward the slide deck and the video, and also a document that will give you all the resources you need, including the deadlines and so forth. Are there other questions? Okay. Well, thank you all for participating. Oh, one more. Grayson asks, will the alternate co-op opportunity also be available in the spring if someone wanted to do it? Most definitely, yes. Right now we have the offerings for the fall semester, and then we will post the offerings for the spring semester later on in the fall. So yes, the upskilling EEP, as we call it, EEP meaning the experiential exploration program for upskilling and credentialing, that will be available for the spring co-op semester as well. If you are interested in that opportunity and want to gain skills before you go out for the job search process, let's keep talking about it and make an appointment with one of us, and then we'll talk that through. The other thought also is one of the things that we are going to be ramping up our efforts to talk about and present opportunities for undergraduate research. So that list of undergraduate research opportunities will go out as well. Other questions? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, thank you all for your attention. Thank you for being with us today. And more importantly, good luck this semester. And during this job search process, please let us know how we could be of assistance as we move forward. Thank you all for coming. Good night.